All right, the new stream's up. I'm just gonna copy the link over. Get that in there. Apologize, guys. We still skipping frames, dude. I switched over to CPU encoding, so hopefully that's gonna help things kind of move along. Help things work a little bit better. If I get you guys an outside view, I'm gonna get things updated. Hi, Kayla. Again, I apologize, guys, for the issues. It's a learning process. We're learning here. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the VODs. Might just put this in as a I might delete the first VOD and put this one up just as a flight on its own. It's kind of annoying. All right. Our arrival is going to be San Francisco. Ooh, KSFO. I appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out. I really do, even if we're having issues. I promise you one day we're going to get them sorted. We ain't gonna have issues forever. Okay, get that set up. That should be good. Progress bar properties. Kayla, thanks for subscribing. Sunny K. Welcome to the Toga Troop again. Y'all have been pretty awesome today with the subscribing and the support and everything. I really do appreciate it. Okay, that's put in. We are reconnected to VATSIM. Everything's good there. We'll call up clearance once I get back. I'm gonna let the plane to board for a second. I'm gonna go use the restroom, get up, stretch my legs. So give me just a couple minutes at the most. I will be right back. What the nut? That's not working. Apologies. All right, I'll be right back. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay, call me when you're established on the final for runway 19 right. Altimeter 29 under 1. 29 we'll call you established on final 2 seconds.
Alrighty, we're back. Chase, how's it going? How you doing today? Hope all is well. All right, are we done deboarding yet? We got places to be, GSX. Just hurry up. I'm gonna restart GSX. Okay, we'll go ahead and
frequency information. Papa is now current wind variable at 6, gusting 16.
Turn down the ATC for a little bit. All right, sim brief's good. Request boarding with Frontier. We'll get the airplane boarding. We'll get the airplane set up and ready to go. Got our second leg to get to here. Places to be, things to do. So we can jump in here and get this plane turned around. We'll go to ATSU, AOC menu. Just kidding. Wait, yeah, AOC menu, init request. We'll request our init data. Get that loaded in. While that's also going on, we'll jump over here to our ground. Go to fuel. Get our sim brief. Actually, I need to go here and make sure we get the right flight. So we'll import the data. There we go. That's what we want. Pop over here to the fuel page. Load that. We're refueled. Reload it up. This dude sitting over here in the jetway just staring at me but refusing to move the jetway is annoying me. Like, look at this man. He's bald as fuck. Anyway. Alright, airplane's loaded up. We'll jump back down here. Our init request is good. Ninja, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Toga Troop. Hope you are doing fantastic today. Let's get our init request. It's going to load the flight plan for us. All that is popped in there. Looking good. I think that should be loaded. We don't need to do our IRS because that's already aligned, as you can see. We'll jump down here to flight plan. We have our 2 waypoints in, Keno and Rusmi. I'm going to pull up the PDF for our flight plan. Get that up so I can get everything good. Keno, Rusmi, that's awesome. Let's go ahead while we're at it. I can't see what numbers I have plugged in there. The glare. All right, let's go ahead and call up Tower and get clearance to San Francisco. So I got my advertisement from a credit card company that I'm writing on. We are Frontier Flight 2079. We have information Papa. Watching the stream since you just started it. Is doing a flight from St. Martin to Miami. That's what's up. That's what's going on. I love St. Martin. I need to go there more often. I need to get some scenery for that airport. There's a lot of airports that the airports in MSFS are good enough to where like I don't need to buy scenery to fly into airports. Like we took off out of San Diego and earlier today. I had to restart the stream because I started having issues, but that was default scenery and it worked just fine. So I hope your flight's doing good. What airline is it? What airplane you flying? You just double check our ATIS information papa. Everything's good. Same runways. We're gonna expect 26. Well, actually, we might get 19 left. St. Martin is gorgeous. It is. I've never been, but I've seen pictures. It's gorgeous. All right. Let me turn up ATC. We'll call them up and see what's going on. We should still be on tower frequency, which we are. Let's call them up. Las Vegas Tower, hello again. Frontier Flight 2079. Looking for IFR clearance to San Francisco with information, Papa.
Frontier Flight 2079, cleared to San Francisco. Joker 3 departure, Kino transition, and no file. Climb via the SID, 360, 5 minutes after departure. Departure Unicorn, squawk 1340.
Cleared to San Francisco, the Joker 3 departure Kino transition that is filed. We'll climb via SID, expecting 360, 10 minutes after. Departure Unicom and squawking 1340 for Frontier Flight 2079.
Frontier Flight 2079, read back correct. Call me from a spot or holding short of Charlie, 26 right for departure, Papa's current.
Roger, we'll call you from the spot or short of Charlie. We'll expect 26 right and information Papa, Frontier Flight 2079. Sweet. So we can get that plugged in. Departure. We're expecting 26 right. We get 26 right popped in. Joker 3. Kino transition. Insert that. Should be good. We're going to kind of page through and make sure there's no discontinuities here. And there is a discontinuity. We need to get rid of that. And then from Rosby, we'll pick up the arrival into San Francisco. So that should be good. Let's go to our init page, get our weights plugged in. So we'll pop over here. 129.3, 32.8. 129.3, 32.8. Should be good. Get our fuel. 11. Pop that in. Been there once. Of course you've been there on a cruise. You and your family and your cruises. A320 American Airlines. That's what's up. I dig it. I dig it. A320 is the way to go. You fly on a 737. That thing is ancient as hell. The A320, the modern era of aviation. Or something like that anyway. Alright, we got our init page. I joke about how much I hate the 737. I don't actually hate the 737. The 737's fine. But, as a passenger, I prefer to fly on the A320. I've always had a much better experience on an A320. What am I looking for? What was I doing? Oh, we need to do our performance calculator. Takeoff speed calculator. All right. I'll get this pulled up so you guys can see it. KLM 737 used to go to St. Martin. That's a long flight for a 737. I know KLM used to fly their 747 there. There's lots of videos of that 747 landing at St. Martin. All right, I need to go over here. We need to get our takeoff weight. Okay, so it's going to be 139900. 39900. Our CG. Ah, crap! I forgot what our CG is. Wait, it's on this page. What am I doing? 32.8. 747. Yeah, no worries. There's lots of 7X7s in the Boeing camp. All right, configuration. We'll do flaps 1 for this departure. All right, airport. LAS. We get our METAR. Boom. There we go. Planning 26 right. That should be good. Everything is looking good there. Calculate. And there we go. 138, 138, 142. Flaps 1 down 0.9. Flexing 6.4. So we'll get that plugged in real quick. 138. Ooh, 138. And 142. Oop, there we go. 1 down 0.9. And we'll flex 64 degrees. That is set. So with that, we are pretty much ready for pushback. We need to get our squawk plugged in. Move over so I can see what number is in here. 1340 is what we need. Pop that in there. Go to TA. So that's good. Our departure is going to be Unicom 122.8. So we may not have full ATC like we did the last flight, but that's okay. That controller that we had for LA Center, he was a legend. He was doing awesome. I got a lot of respect for VKBsim controllers. They have loads more patience than I could ever have. Hi, Huckleberry. The dog is staring at me. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? All right, we'll look at the departure. Our top altitude is flight level 190, so we'll put that in here.
Okay, LA Tower, this is FedEx 4469 Naps.
And it looks like we're boarded.
I'm getting back on track for runway 26 left.
Let's pop up here. We'll get the APU started.
Vegas Tower, roger.
Our overhead should still be pretty well set up from our last flight. Everything is looking good. I don't see any white lights on. So we're good. We'll get the beacon on as well.
Right turn Sierra.
And we'll get ready for pushback. He wants us to call short of Charlie. So if I look at the airport chart, wrong airport. Look at the airport chart here. We are here, so we'll taxi down here and we'll call him short of Charlie, spots 12. For takeoff or taxi, for taxi instructions. There we go. That's what we're looking for. So we'll push back, nose to the right, tail to the left. And I don't have a GSX profile, so hopefully it works. Kind of hit or miss without the profile, but we'll give it a try. Similar. Get rid of that. Closing some pages we don't need open. Okay. Let's go GSX. Prepare for pushback and departure. Pop in here. APU is available. Get the bleed on. We'll come over to our tablet over here. Go to services. Disconnect the GPU. Close the door.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We're ready for pushback. We got our clock reset. Should be good there. Sure, throttles and everything is at idle. We don't want to start the plane and then be immediately at full power.
Departure checks completed.
Wouldn't be good. Altimeter's 29901. We already have that plugged in, so we're good there. We can get our LS turned off so we're not landing. Do I have a streaming schedule? I do. So it's kind of a little hit or miss at the moment. The guaranteed streams for this channel are Thursdays at 10 p.m. Central Time in the US. I know that's really late, but with my job, that's really the best I can do at the moment. As the channel grows, as I kind of get situated with the content I'm going to make and stuff like that, I want to get another regular stream thrown in, probably in the morning. I'll probably do like either Saturday mornings or Sunday mornings, because I know 10 p.m. is really late, especially for people who live in the EU. But the guaranteed stream for the channel is 10 p.m. Thursday night, Central Time. And I always schedule the stream ahead of time, so you'll see it in your subscription box ahead of time. So that's the guaranteed stream schedule. Along with that, I upload every Monday a full flight video. So I try to make sure I have a good amount of stuff out there for everybody. The best I can do at the moment. All right, we'll switch over to ignition start. I'm going to turn off the music, turn up the sim so we can hear these engines start. Release the parking brake.
All engines clear. Start at will.
All right, we'll get engine number 1 started.
FedEx 446, wind variable at 6, gust 16, runway 26 left, good morning.
Oh, lordy. Okay, there we go. Camera view system in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I hope they open it up to third-party developers. I really want Chase Plane. I love the way these engines sound on this Neo, though. They sound great. GSX is doing good. It's putting us right on the yellow line. Hopefully it doesn't push us back into the building, into the terminal. All right, that engine sounds like it started. We're going to wait for an avail to pop up. There we go. Engine number 1 started. Pop down here, engine number 2. Flip that switch.
Please set parking brakes.
Set the parking brake.
Confirmation for a good engine start.
I'm going to go ahead and tell GSX we have a good engine start so they can do their thing.
Ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
There's engine number 2 starting. A320 is opposite of most jets. A320, you start the left engine, then the right engine, because if you do a single engine taxi, you have to use the left engine for the hydraulics. With a Boeing, you start the right engine, then the left engine. So it's just one of those little quirks.
FedEx 446, heavy turn right when able.
Unlocking gear.
Off of 26 left, FedEx 446, I'm clear of the runway.
That one's getting started.
446, keep her rolling, cross 26 right, right on Bravo. Bravo will take you all the way down to Romeo for the cargo ramp.
Huck is the goodest boy. He is the goodest boy. He is a great boy.
Or FedEx 446.
Please prepare for takeoff.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin
All right.
removed.
Engine number 2 is started. We're good
Left
there.
is clear. Right is clear.
Come up to the overhead. APU bleed off. APU master switch off. Jump down here. And we'll get set up for departure. We got our flight control page set up. We need down 0.9 for our trim. There we go. We're going to use flaps 1 for departure. So we'll set flaps 1. We got those working. We'll need auto brakes max. We need to arm the speed brakes. Put our ignition switch to norm. So the packs start flowing again. Along with that, we're pretty much good. We're just going to taxi up short of Charlie, and then we'll call for taxi clearance. So I'll get ATC turned up. We'll wait for GSX to walk out of the way so they don't yell at us when we start taxiing. There we go. Taxi light on. Release the parking brake. We'll get rolling. I'll make sure I have my taxi chart up so I know where we're at. We got another jet over here, another A320 Neo. At least it's model matching as an A320 Neo. It could just be a regular A320. My model matching's kind of scuffed at the moment. I apologize. I've been trying for ages to get the model matching to work, and it just struggle buses. Las Vegas Tower, Frontier Flight 2079, information Papa, short of Charlie at spot 12, ready to taxi.
Frontier Flight 2079, Reed Tower, thank you very much for spot 9, spot 12. Left on Charlie, hold short 26 right, polling.
Left on Charlie and hold short of 26 right at the hold point for Frontier Flight 2079. Make a left turn here on Charlie. And we'll make sure we keep an eye out for the hold point. Don't want to taxi past that. Don't want to get in the way of landing planes.
Alaska 2180, do you know what gate you're parking at?
It's going to be a negative at this time.
Okay, turn right when able.
There's an Alaska A320 landing.
Las Vegas Tower, Alaska 2080.
Could be anything. Like I said, the model matching's all effed up for me at the moment. I apologize.
I won't you a gate, but I'll tell you a terminal that I'll put you in at.
Alaska 2180, roger. I'll be vacating over now.
Okay, cross runway 26 right, make a right turn on Bravo, go in at Charlie 6, and that'll be the terminal Delta and Echo.
Right turn.
See that Alaska, he's running into the same issue I run into where I don't plan a gate. So then when I land, they're like, what gate are you going to? I'm like,
Right turn Bravo.
I don't know.
Cross 6 right turn Bravo. Alaska 2180.
The Alaska ones. I need to put together a map of my sceneries that I have in MSFS. Handcrafted and ones that I've bought. So I can make sure I utilize them. Like, for example, I bought the Bristol EGGD scenery. And if I don't make a note of owning that scenery, I'm never going to fly to Bristol again. So... I need to make sure I remember that I have that. Alright, the weather radar is still on. I never turned it off. Blasting everybody with radiation. So, whatever. I said I'm watching for a hold point. I don't want to taxi past it. I don't see one on the chart, so I think we can just taxi all the way up to the runway. At least I hope. If not, we'll get yelled at. That's fine. Wouldn't be a flight on VATSIM if I didn't get yelled at, right?
Frontier Flight 2079, wind calm, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
26 right, clear for takeoff. Frontier Flight 2079. All right, we're clear for takeoff. Get the strobe light on. Get all the lights turned on. We get taxied into position. Turn TARA for the transponder. Slowing down for some reason. Get onto the runway. Try to make a good center line if I can. There we go. Center line's good. We'll start the clock. Throttle's 50%. Stabilize. Man, flex SRS runway nav blue. Full forward stick till 100 knots. To use a lot of rudder. There's 100 knots. And don't forget to do the ETA. I won't. As soon as we get up in the air, I'll get that put together. There's our V1 rotate. Airborne, positive climb, gear up. There's Vegas. We're out of here. Who subscribed?
Flight 2079, departures offline, monitor Unicom 122.8.
122.8 over to Unicom. Frontier Flight 2079. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you, sir. Come back and see me.
Will do, will do. Alright, let's go autopilot. Swap over to Unicom. Beautiful view, right? I'm actually going over to autopilot so that I can do this and show you all Vegas. Look at that. There's Allegiant Stadium. There's a Chiefs flag buried there. Go Chiefs. Man, what a view. I wish I knew which casinos Howard Hughes owned back in the day, so I could point those out. It's a fun little fact. But man, that looks good. And this is part of the Fly Tampa scenery. All these buildings and everything here. That's why I was like, when I was deciding between San Diego and Vegas, which one to buy. Scenery and everything. Roller coaster. Nick himself, thank you for the sub. You excited for some Halo tonight? I'm excited. That was part of the reason I bought the scenery, is because the downtown Vegas looks absolutely stunning. Let's jump back in here. We need to get our flaps up. Speed check, flaps up. And we'll get the airplane cleaned up. Turn the nose light off. Runway turnoffs can turn off. Come down here, disarm the speed brake. We don't need that. Forgot to start the block timer. Dadgummit. There we go. We're going to accelerate. Still have our altitude plugged in there. Learning new stuff? Hey, ask me anything you want to know. I am here to share my knowledge. I enjoy it. Got to jump on the computer, start working on getting... Hell yeah, dude. All right, UTC 1932. Are we still on real world time?
Municipal traffic. Almost over stop at departing the pattern and departing the area to the north.
1933. Oh, we don't want default ATC. It's 1932, so we'll put in our ETA of 1932. Let's see here. We'll do 1940 Zulu. give ourselves 8 minutes to make mistakes. ETA's in, progress bar's going, everything's good. Did it. I saw on Snapchat you got MSFS for your dad. That's what's up. I hope he really enjoys it. If y'all come across any issues with getting it configured or doing settings or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. I'm happy to help. MSFS can be kind of a bear to get optimized for a computer, but if you have any issues, anything along those lines, feel free to hit me up and I'll try to help you the best I can. It's taken a long time to get the sim to function on my computer. My computer, the issues I was having with the last stream, the stream, I had to restart the stream. The issues I was having is I have the opposite problem that people usually run into with games, where with MSFS, I'm GPU bottlenecked. So if I open up NZXT Cam, you can see I'm using a lot more GPU than CPU. And when we were in Vegas, the GPU was pegged at 100%. But I was also using GPU encoding for the stream, which is why we were dropping frames. The frame rate was really low. It couldn't render, it was skipping like crazy. So I switched over to CPU encoding, and now everything should be working fine. I haven't gotten any notifications of drop frames or anything. So hopefully we're good. But once you get MSFS configured, thing works great. Bet? Sounds good. Sounds good. Alright, I'm gonna check SimWare. We'll see if we have ATC we need to worry about. There's ATC at Oakland. I'm not too worried about that because we're going to be landing at San Francisco. And we're pretty much clean from here on out. So we're going to go ahead and put in our cruise altitude 360. We'll pop that in. We'll go open climb, so it'll take us straight up to cruise. We're above 10,000. We'll turn off the landing lights. And I'm going to go ahead and pull to standard because we're not going to be stopping our climb. If we need to, we can just reset the altimeter. We should be good there. See the mountains. I think the mountains, and I think these are still the Sierra Nevadas. I'm not sure though. Take a pop, or take a peek here. That's not gonna help. We need, well, world map. I guess that. So no, these are the Sierra Nevadas. I think these are still part of it. Like these through here all the way down. Well, I need to get this on the other monitor so it's not popping up in the middle of the screen whenever I click on it. I'll Google it real quick. Sierra Nevada mountains. Oh, they're just in California. Huh. Apparently, it's named after the Spanish saying for snowy mountain range. The more you know. But yeah, if anybody's interested, to tonight, so this is the last flight of the stream here over to San Francisco, and then we'll be shutting the stream down, all that. But tonight around 5 p.m. Central Time, if you're interested, I'm gonna be live over on Kick. We'll be doing some Halo. I haven't really got everything tied together and set up yet, but basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2 separate content channels. This channel, Full Power Toga, is focused solely on flight sim, and then over on Kick I'll be streaming FPS games, other stuff like that, and then eventually I'll get a YouTube channel set up for that, for shorts and everything. But if you're interested in hanging out for that, we'll be playing Halo. I'll be playing with Nick in chat, and I think we got a couple other buddies that are jumping in. Try to get a full team going. Rolla, you wanting to do some ranked tonight? I think we should do some ranked. Obviously, we got to play Infection too. But if you're interested in that, it's kick.com/KeeganToga. Working on trying to get to affiliate on Kick. It's not like the biggest priority in the world. Like, I'm not streaming to make money, but you know, it's good to have a goal. So I'll put that in chat in case anybody's interested. Obviously, I know over here, I'm sure the vast majority of people are just into flight sim, and that's perfectly fine. I ain't shaming that at all. And that's the reason I'm trying to do a split between the two, so that the people that like flight sim, I can give you flight sim. The people that like everything but flight sim, I can cater to them. I've talked about it before. I used to do both on Twitch, and I felt like it really kneecapped my Twitch channel, because anytime I did flight sim, the people that didn't like flight sim, didn't like it. But anytime I played other games, the people that followed for flight sim would be annoyed that I wasn't doing flight sim. So I feel like this is a good way to kind of split between the two and make sure everybody, I can make content for everybody who's followed the Keegan Toga channel. So that's kind of my goal with that. But yeah, 5 p.m. Central Time tonight. Be playing some Halo and get in with doing some games. Good choice. Yeah, it took a while to come up with that, because, and another thing is, if you notice, Twitch is not part of the equation anymore. There's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, Twitch is making really terrible decisions and not really caring about their creators very well. I've delved into it before. If you're curious, a guy that I watch who makes Destiny content, but his name is Fallout Plays on YouTube. He has a good video on it that kind of goes through everything. And he's entertaining as well. It has nothing to do with Destiny, even though that's what he makes. But he has a good video on it. But the other reason is, with the affiliate agreement that I have with Twitch, I don't think I'm allowed to stream anywhere except for Twitch. So technically, I think right now I'm breaking my affiliate agreement. I don't really care, because I want to have it set up where, if you're into flight sim, you can follow this channel. If you're into FPS games and other stuff, you can follow the other channel. They don't overlap with each other, and everybody can. I can give everybody what they want. So that's what I want to go for. I want to try to make sure everybody's happy. Could run into trying to please too many people, but you know what? I don't really care. Flight sim channel, pretty well set up with what I'm gonna do. Streams, full flight videos, and then I'm gonna start doing Friday uploads too, with just other flight sim related things. I have a few ideas floating around with what I'm gonna do for this video this Friday, if I'm able to get it done. The Friday video is not a guaranteed one, but the Monday video and the Thursday stream right now are guaranteed. Unless I'm on vacation or something comes up, those are guaranteed. But just like today, I was off today, so I figured I'd throw in another stream. Why not? And so far, you guys have been digging it, so I appreciate it. I tell you what, I love coffee, but coffee makes my throat so dry. Like, even drinking water, my throat still feels dry. It is what it is, I guess. But you know, coffee's very important to my existence. We'll take a quick peek over at FS Elite. That used to be a thing I used to do every stream, but I'm kind of trying to avoid it because I know it can get monotonous just opening up the flight sim news every time I stream. But the reason I want to look is because, if you didn't know, June 23rd, Flight Sim Expo is going to be going on. And that's Flight Sim's big convention that they have. I'm hoping it's somewhere close to where I live next year because I would really like to go. But, you know, at the point where I could have planned to go to this year's expo, I wasn't doing any flight sim content, so it's like I couldn't justify the trip. But hopefully next year I can justify the trip. But a lot of what happens at this expo is we get product announcements, we get simulator news, like MSFS has a giant booth, so hopefully they'll give us kind of some insight into Flight Sim 2024. But we'll hear from Laminar with X-Plane, we'll hear from Asobo with Microsoft Flight Simulator, we'll hear from Lockheed Martin with P3D. And then we'll hear from a lot of the developers too, like it says here, PMDG, FS Dream Team, Orbix, Parallel 42, Honeycomb, Thrustmaster. So we'll hear stuff from them. But the reason I want to look at this is I want to see what's going on. So we have different interviews and stuff going on. I'm hoping we get some good product announcements, specifically from Honeycomb. I would like to see a flight stick from Honeycomb to compete with Thrustmaster's Airbus TCA joystick. I know Honeycomb announced a flight stick that can be used with the Xbox, which is awesome. But I'd like to see another one that's more catered towards the PC community. Along with that, I really want to see some more info about MSFS. I realize game development, they want to stay pretty tight-lipped with it, but it would be nice to see more. And then what I'm really excited about is AnyBuilds uploaded this teaser on their Twitter. Let me open this up. Oh, they have a thread here. All right, let's do it. Let's read the thread. Oh yeah, it's really exciting things to showcase. We don't want you to miss out. Everything will be showcased across all our social media platforms. Exciting is an understatement. I'm hoping this is we get the full A300 series for MSFS. That would be awesome. But along with that, I'm thinking this teaser is that. They posted this. Latest teaser image of our new aircraft. I'm hoping it's either a brand new airplane like a 767 or something, or it's their A300 series coming to MSFS. One of those. It'd be awesome to get that. CF6. Probably the A300 for MSFS. I would love for it to be a TriStar, an L1011. That would be awesome. It'd throw the entire flight sim community through a loop. Nobody would know what the hell to do with it. That would be awesome. What is Flight Factor up to nowadays? Still working on their 777. What do we think, chat? Should I work towards getting X-Plane 12? Is it worth it? My thinking is
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the flight deck captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude.
my thinking is the visuals in MSFS are so much better. And X-Plane 12 is really poorly optimized from what I've heard. But if that's something that people want to see, I can definitely look into it. I have X-Plane 11. But honestly, if I were to do X-Plane, I would want to do X-Plane 11. Just because it's optimized. I'd have to reinstall it and everything. But I don't know. I'm kind of sold on MSFS nowadays. I said I don't even have X-Plane installed anymore. I can reinstall it. I need to go find my product key. I have no idea where that's at. But I could definitely pull X-Plane out and give it a shot if anybody's interested. If nobody wants to see it, I'm not going to bother with it. Give you guys an external view. My Xbox controller's broken. I apologize. I can't do fancy showcase views at the moment. I'm gonna go after the stream. I'm gonna go buy a new controller. But give you guys some shots of this beautiful livery. Heard the sounds in X-Plane are bad. Not necessarily. It depends. A lot of planes, you need to go the sound pack route. Loving the streams, by the way. Hey, I appreciate it, Chase. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. In X-Plane, you need to go the sound pack route with a lot of planes, like the Rotate MD-80. I would go sound pack with it. It doesn't sound anywhere near as bad as the Fly the Mad Dog in MSFS. The sounds in the Fly the Mad Dog are horrendous. But I got a sound pack for it, and it works just fine. A lot of the Flight Factor planes, it's worth getting sound packs for. The good thing about it is you can find a lot of good free sound packs. But then also, if you do like the Level Up 737, the sound packs, the sounds on those are great. Like I think the sounds on the Level Up and the Zebo rival, if not are better than the PMDG sounds. Like they did a really good job with the sounds in that plane. But really my bone to pick with X-Plane at the moment is it just looks dated compared to MSFS. And you can make the argument of flight dynamics and all of that. From my standpoint, I don't really care. Because with what I do, with streaming and whatnot, I take off, put the plane in autopilot, and I talk to you guys. I'm not like physically flying the plane the whole flight. But you know, and it's not to hate on X-Plane. I know I have a lot of friends. Everybody that I fly with still flies on X-Plane all the time. And I think it's great. And the variety of planes on X-Plane nowadays is unmatched. But just where I'm at, I like the good visuals nowadays. So I hang out in MSFS these days. Just flying for fun. Yeah, that's what I do. I enjoy it. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be streaming right now. But you can make X-Plane look really good. I have to refresh my memory, but you can do different shaders. You can do... We need to get the arrival plugged in real quick, but you can do different shaders, reshade, auto ortho. I really, if I get back into X-Plane, I really want to try out auto ortho. It does the ortho, the ground ortho automatically. Like, I would have dreamed of that when I was doing X-Plane. We'll do Novia, and then we'll do our transition Rusmy for the Diamond 5. Insert that. Top of descent reached. Hold on, what the nut is going on here? Hello? Apparently we've reached our top of descent. So we'll go managed. We have not reached our top of descent. Hold on. 1 second. You lied to me, plane. You lied to me. Climb us back up. Hold on, what is going on? So Diamond, let me get sorted with what the heck is happening here. Okay. So let's go. Okay, we'll go to plan. Figure out where we're at here. So we're at Rusmy. Okay, so here... This is one of the things about the fly-by-wire, is it's still in development, right? It's not finished. So you have to kind of be a little finicky with it sometimes. So we're going to go direct to Diamond to put us back to where we should be. At Diamond, we need to be 270. So what we'll do... So we're going to kind of play around with this a little bit. So we're going to go after Diamond 232. So we'll do 270. We'll do manage descent. The thing that worries me is I don't see waypoints on the PFD. So we'll just have to see what's going on with that as we get closer. But this will descend us at 1,000 feet per minute until we intercept. There's our top of descent, apparently. Oh, it's all good. As long as we stick with the restrictions, we'll be okay. All right, let me catch up with chat. Sorry. I always think it's at the end of the wing. Talking about the sharklet here? For style or a reason? So it's there for a reason, actually. Why do planes have winglets? All right, so I Googled it to help me explain why they exist. But planes have these winglets, or in the case of an Airbus, sharklets on the end of the wings. What they do is at the end of the wing, as the plane is flying along, you got to think the wing itself is cutting through the air. You have more air directed under the wing than you do over the wing, which is how you have lift. That's how the plane is able to fly. But air actually flows down the wing as well and comes out to a vortice at the end. It's kind of like, think about it like a tornado on its side spiraling out the off the end of the wing. So that creates turbulent air, and it also creates drag for the airplane. And you got to think, the way airlines operate, planes want to be as efficient as possible to save as much money and fuel as possible. But it also creates turbulence for other planes that are coming in to land behind them. So what these winglets do is they direct this air upward and give a smaller point at the end of the wing for that vortice to come off of, which actually creates a smaller vortice at the end of the winglet. So instead of having a big vortice down here, you'll have a smaller vortice up here. And that helps eliminate some drag and eliminate some of that turbulent air as well. And I wish I could find a diagram of how it works. I'm sure there's one around. Here you go. Okay, so this shows what's... I don't need that. Hold on. Enhance. Okay. This shows what I'm talking about. So at the end of the wings, you have this vortex of air underneath the wing flowing back on top of the wing. And it creates a vortex flowing backwards from the wing. What the winglets do is they cut that vortex coming over, make it weaker. So the vortex coming off is a smaller vortex coming off the wing. Because you don't have so much air flowing over and around the wing. It's an efficiency thing. And a lot of smaller planes, it's really beneficial for longer flights. It's kind of a overtime thing. So if you look at like business jets and things like that, a lot of business jets won't have winglets. Or if you look at your Cessnas, Cessnas don't have winglets either. And the reason for that is simply they don't need it. So we're way below our descent profile. Blame the fly-by-wire. Still love the fly-by-wire though. Yeah, it's a thing that's way above my knowledge of airplanes. But it's still one of those interesting things is they're there for... That's the reason they're there. And then you get into things like the split scimitar winglets on Boeing jets. And they further divide out that air that's coming from under the wing. So with the split scimitar, what you end up with is two smaller vortices. You have some air going to the bottom and some air going to the top at the end of these points. And it helps to further divide out that vortice and give a weaker vortice. So that's why those exist. But for the longest time, planes didn't have those, which is why you look at, if you look at older 737s, the 747-200, they didn't have winglets. Just because they didn't really need them. And they didn't know the benefits that, well, they didn't need them, or they didn't know the benefits that the winglets gave. I don't like how we're not seeing waypoints on here. I'm gonna have to keep Navigraph up to keep track of the waypoints. Wonder if what if I re-put in the arrival? So ILS2 left via none. Let me double check something in Navigraph. So we'll pick, okay. Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna re-put this in. So let's go heading mode and hold that. Insert, boom. And we'll come back here. Arrival. ILS 28 left. Grab our Dimed 5 via Archie with the RUSME transition. Pop that in. So now we're good. And we'll go direct. Dimed. We still don't have waypoints. If you look at it this way, we're only 7,000 feet below our descent profile. So we're going to stop at 280 because we need to be an even flight level with our cruise. We'll cruise at 280 for now. See if we can reset our cruise in here. I think the plane's a little borked. I think that's what's going on. It's not giving us the top of descent. It's 87 miles to top of descent. Let's have to see. We'll have to play smart with we'll have to play smart with what we're doing. We'll be all right. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's get our approach information plugged in. I'm gonna open up San Francisco charts. Altimeter's 3014. Get that popped in there. 20 for temperature. The winds are 290 at 9. Plug that in there. And then our minimums for the approach 213. Boom. Everything's plugged in there. Like so. Back to our flight plan page. Okay, so it is giving us a top of descent. So what I'm gonna do is when we reach this top of descent, I'm gonna have Navigraph up on the other page so I can follow along with the checkpoints. Because for some reason it's not giving us checkpoints or waypoints on our PFD here. I don't know if I did something or the plane's just acting weird. But what I'll have up on my other monitor is this page. So I can follow the waypoints as we go. So we're coming up on Diamd? I don't know. So I can follow the waypoints as we go. And then I can also overlay the chart here so I can make sure, just double check the restrictions as we go down. So that's what I'll have up on the other screen. If you keep seeing me looking over here like this all the time, it's doing that. Just making sure everything's good. We have about 40 miles till we hit our new top of descent, so we'll take a look at the mountains. Get some more wing view going on. Can't have too much wing view. What airplane should we fly Thursday? Last Thursday we did the 787. Could do well, the options are A320, 747, 737. We could do a propeller plane if we want to. We could do BizJet. ATR. I haven't streamed the ATR yet. We got options. Might do ATR. I feel like the ATR would be fun. ATR will be good. All right, we'll put together some routes with the ATR. We might go to Europe. I know Logan Air flies the ATR. What the fuck was that? There's a fucking Hornet outside my window. Holy shit. That thing is giant. Thank God it's on the outside. Ugh. Ugh. I hate wasps. What was I talking about? Oh, I know Logan Air flies ATRs. Let's go look and see who flies ATRs. We could do New Zealand too. Air New Zealand flies ATRs. ATR 72 600 operators. You love me, I love you too. Okay, let's take a look. We could do Ireland, Aer Lingus, Air New Zealand, of course. The Caribbean, we could do the Caribbean too. There's India, Brazil. What is this? Flag Curia, Canary Islands. Gran Canaria, Tenerife. Brothens, Sweden. I'm just looking at the ones that have a large number of ATRs to kind of eliminate the charter airlines, you know? Got Emerald in Ireland. It's India. Olympic Air, that's Greece. We could play around in Greece. Morocco. This would be Lion Air. Greece. So we got Caribbean, Greece. We also got the ATR 42 as well. Little short one. I did a video with the Swift or a Silver Air flight, so Silver Air, I'm cutting from the equation. They're eliminated. That was the flight into Orlando. That video's uploaded. Colombia. Let's look at the Caribbean. Let's go to St. Martin. Let's see what's going on there. It's a ATR. It's silver. Win Air Windward. It's a 2-hour flight in an ATR? Oh god, that sounds horrible. Fly for 2 hours and it's just going the entire flight? Screw that. Let's say the French side because they fly most of the ATR. I'll have to do a little bit of looking around and see what the options are. I'll try to come up with something cool. Either way. Yeah, ATR. So we got Caribbean, Greece, France. Making a note because I will forget. I'll have to see. It'd be fun to fly the ATR. I really enjoy flying the ATR. It's fun. I can't wait until we get a Dash 8. Oh, the French side of the admonish me. I'm an American. Leave me alone. I don't know anything outside of America. Apparently. I know Majestic is working on their Dash 8 for MSFS. I'm excited for that. I love the Dash 8. You know, kinda. I always make the silly mistake. Like yesterday, I was streaming on Kick and somebody said they're from Canada and I'm like, ooh, I'd love to visit Canada. I want to go to the northern, and I couldn't remember what the freaking state equivalents in Canada were called. They're called provinces. I could not remember that. I looked like an idiot trying to figure out. They're not states. They're not territories. I feel like I try to be well informed about the world, but I feel like simply because I'm an American, it's impossible for me to do that. I feel kind of stupid every once in a while. Finally running out of coffee. Hey! There's our waypoints. Was it just because I was zoomed out too far? I had no idea that was the thing. Wow. I feel really stupid now. Huh. I learned something new today. How about that? I had no idea that was a thing. Well, anyway, we're about, oh, what's that, 15 miles from our new top of descent. We already have our arrival information plugged in. We don't have any ATC, I don't believe. We will have San Francisco ground once we land in San Francisco. So once we exit the runway at San Francisco, we'll contact ground. Because we have ground, I need to take a note of what gate I'm going to. A15. Frontier parked this flight at gate A15. So if we land 28 left, we need to get Navigraph up anyway because I need to put in our bottom altitude for our arrival, which is 8,000. We'll get that plugged in. And we're within 10 miles of top of drop. We'll go ahead and start the descent. If we come over here and we take a look at the ground chart, we're going to be landing 28 left. So my hope is that we can vacate either Echo or Delta or Tango, somewhere in here in the middle, so we have a good look at what we're doing. We're going to taxi all the way around to the Alpha gates. So we'll taxi around. Oh, that's the... It's the in-flight announcement going off. I'm like, somebody talking on ATC? Yeah, we'll taxi probably around Bravo or Alpha to our gate over here. So make sure I have that ready to go. The French side, fly the ATR to Guadalupe, and the Dutch, Caraco and Puerto Rico. Okay. It's sounding like the Caribbean's the way to go. I'm going to aim for flights that are like around an hour in length. That's usually what I plan. One of these days we'll do some longer flights, but I kind of like doing the roughly hour flights. I feel like it's a good length of time. I need to write my call sign down too, because I'll forget it. 2079. Alright, we're coming up onto our descent profile here. The music's starting to annoy me, so I'm going to turn it off. I'll just sit here and talk to you all. We'll do auto brakes low again. We'll arm the speed brakes here in a minute. I'm not going to arm them yet in case we need them, because then I'll just have to rearm them anyway. But we'll plan for auto brakes medium. And I want to try to vacate halfway through the runway. Get the LS on, so we'll be using the ILS. I gotta look real quick. Hopefully my Walmart has the Oh, sweet. I'll have to join that Facebook group, Kayla. I hope my Walmart has the Xbox controller I need to get. I don't want to go very far to go get it. I mean, I can go to Best Buy if I need to. Walmart. Walmart. That meme a little too old for y'all? Let's see, Xbox, Elite, controller to core, in store, $119. Walmart, are you high right now? Best Buy has it for $80, I think. Elite controller series 2. Just kidding. Those went up in price. Good lord. Yikes. I don't want to pay for that. I'm not gonna get a new controller. I'm just gonna try to survive without it. I'll have to set up my showcase camera to use mouse and keyboard to move around. Screw that. That's expensive. And it only comes with the core of the controller. Here's my Elite controller. I love this thing. Build quality is fantastic, except it doesn't work now. The USB port, I think, went bad. But the core controller doesn't come with the paddles on the back, which as a FPS nerd, I need the paddles. The triggers and bumpers are plastic instead of metal, and it doesn't come with the thumbsticks because it assumes that you already have all that stuff. Which I guess, thinking about it, the fact that they do have a core controller that's just the controller that you can buy probably doesn't bode well for their quality control. What do the paddles do? Ooh, I love this question. It's one of my favorite questions. Okay. So, my controller is disgusting as fuck. I need to clean this thing. Hardcore. Okay, so if you look at an Xbox controller, you have your face buttons here, your A, B, X, Y. Right? So when you're playing, if you're playing your game, to hit those buttons, you have to take your thumb off of the aim stick to hit those buttons. So what the paddles do is these paddles are mapped to these buttons. So if I'm playing and I want to jump, I don't have to take my thumb off of the aim stick to do it. I just hit this paddle over here to jump, and that's the A button. This paddle here is the B button. So that's my crouch button in the games I play. So I can hit that and still aim while I'm crouching. And then this one down here, I have no idea what it's bound to. I don't use it, but it's more comfortable to hold with that there. I don't know. Before I got paddles, what I did was I played claw. So I would play with my pointer finger over the buttons so I could still aim and hit the buttons, but that causes arthritis. So don't do that. Let's go ahead and get set up for local altimeter 3014. So we'll get that plugged in here. You only had the one that came with the Xbox. Yeah, the one that came with the Xbox. Funny enough, the one that came with my Xbox doesn't work. Just straight up doesn't work. But it doesn't have the paddles on the back. And it's kind of a lower quality plastic. Everything's plastic. This has the thumbsticks. Inside the thumbsticks in here are metal. And then the triggers and bumpers are metal as well. Not that it makes any difference. It really doesn't. But I like the metal. But now I'm curious. Let me see if it's floating around. Yours is perfect for it. Exactly. And the only reason I got the paddle one was because I was playing so much Call of Duty and Halo back in the day. But now that I have a PC, I need to get better at mouse and keyboard, because if you're playing on PC, that's the way to play, honestly. Here's the controller that came with my Xbox. It doesn't work. It's just dead. I'll plug it in and see if it decides it wants to work, but I doubt it will. Yep. Doesn't work. I wish it would. It would make cinematic mode so much easier, or cinematic camera shots in MSFS so much easier. Alright, looks like we're 700 feet above our profile, so I'm going to throw in some speed brakes to help us descend a little quicker. That's what yours looks like, but white. I like the white controllers. I think they look really clean. But they'd probably also be a bear to keep clean, though. I don't know what the hell happens at my desk, but my stuff gets really dirty. I have to, like, every couple weeks, I go through and try to clean stuff up, but, like, my Streamdeck is dusty as hell. My GoXLR is covered in dust, and I just cleaned it. I don't know what the hell happened. When my stuff gets dirty. There's 10,000 feet. Let's get the landing lights on. Like so. I'm keeping that speed brake out to help us get back on profile here. If you want to get skins for your controllers, I think D-Brand... there's a company called D-Brand. And they make skins. Let's see. Xbox Series S. I don't know if they do controller skins. I figured they do. But let me put this link in chat. D-Brand skins make the best skins. They're great. I'm not sponsored by them, obviously, but they're great. Take a look at that website, D-Brand Skins. They have some good stuff on there. And they make phone skins. They make stuff for your Switch. We put the speed brake in. We need to go below. Let's go ahead and put 3,000. Go to profile, descent. Just a little bit of speed brake. Help us get back down on profile. It's coming over the San Francisco Bay. San Francisco Airport's going to be right over there. Should be right there. We'll keep descending down. Once we come up on Punky here, we should start getting the LS. The ILS. Let me just double check and make sure it has the right ILS in. ISFO, yeah, that'll be the right one. Perfect. The D-Brand skin stuff is pretty expensive, but it's good quality stuff. It's really good stuff. They're the you get what you pay for brand. If that makes sense. They don't do Xbox controllers? Boo. I figured they would. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess they know their business better than I do, but I'm surprised they don't. Alright, this turn here is going to get us lined up with the runway. We'll just focus here on waiting until we pick up the ILS. There it goes. Picks up the ILS there. Go ahead and hit approach. And it'll capture the localizer. Will keep us descending here. Has localizer capture. I'm going to check out SimAware. See what's going on here at San Francisco. We got a few flights down here at San Francisco. This dude here is also landing at San Francisco. So we'll make sure we call up and be ready to sidestep to another runway if we're gonna crash into him. Which I hope we don't. Why are we not... Let's go manage speed here. We'll pull our speed back to 210. We need to descend a little bit quicker. I'm gonna force a descent so we can get back on the glide. These planes are so smart. It's amazing how automated planes are. Some crazy stuff. It really is. A lot of work has gone into planes to make them the way they are now. But yeah, they're smart as heck.
San Francisco traffic, SkyWest 742 taking off on the 01 left, departing south.
San Francisco traffic, Frontier Flight 2079's on a 12-mile final runway 28 left, San Francisco traffic. All right, it has the glide. Should be good there. We're having a little bit of trouble getting our speed down. So we're going to go full deflection with the speed brakes. And really just try to floor that speed back. Also going to go FMS managed, so it brings us back to our V approach. Just try to get slowed down. Alright, speed check. Flaps 1. And as we start adding drag to the airplane, it'll start really slowing down. It's like even with those flaps coming out, we're slowing down quicker now. Once we get about 210, I'm going to drop the gear, which will help as well. There's 210. Drop the gear. See, now we're really slowing down. Alright, speed check, flaps 2. I'll take control before too terribly long here. Speed check up, flaps 3. Let's go ahead and get the speed brake in. We'll go speed checked, flaps 4. Got full flaps. Arm the speed brakes. Clearing ourselves to land. So we'll get the nose light on so we know. Get situated here. Disconnect the autopilot. It's my airplane. So I'm mainly just going to fly it visual because I can see the runway just fine.
1,000.
We have departing traffic taking off on the cross runway. It should be more than gone by the time we get there. Getting a little bit low. Shallow outer descent. I'm feeling good about where we're at. Just don't want to get too low. So easy to handle outside, but sometimes on the inside they get difficult. You always gotta, even in a flight simulator, you always gotta think ahead a little bit. Especially, you know, pilots will say in the real world. I'm not a real pilot, so I can't really speak for real pilots. But I've heard a lot of them say you always gotta be thinking ahead with what you're doing. Always be on the next step. And in simulators, it's really the same thing. Where you always gotta be thinking ahead. But from the outside, or when you're just a passenger, it looks so easy. But it can get complicated.
300. 100 above.
100 above minimums, we're looking good. Aiming for the numbers.
200. Minimum.
Continue. Stabilized.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Hold the throttles back.
Re-10. 5.
And we're down. Reverser's green. It's not get in a hurry to stop while we're crossing these runways. Reverser's out. Let's get across these runways in case anybody's trying to take off. And we'll exit up here. We should have ground. Yep, we have San Francisco ground. So we'll pull up just a little bit. We'll pull off here at Echo, right where I wanted to get off. Get the speed brakes in, start bringing the flaps up. We'll pull off here. And we'll contact ground. It's going to be 121.8. San Francisco ground, Frontier Flight 2079's off of 28, apologies, 28 left at Echo, looking to go to the Alpha gates.
Frontier Flight 2079, San Francisco ground, taxi to the ramp via Echo Alpha.
Echo Alpha to the ramp, Frontier Flight 2079. All right, so Alpha is going to be the inner taxiway. Let's be Bravo out here, so we'll go straight ahead and take the inner taxiway. Nice landing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was a much smoother one than the last one. I feel like FS Realistic always makes it look harder than it actually is. A firmer landing than it actually is, but all's well that ends well. Alright, I wonder if I can go into GSX and actually put in the right gate. Alpha. Okay. We'll do Alpha 10. No follow me. And we'll do just Alliance ground. That'll work. Sweet. Got the Marshall dispatched. We'll take it into the gate. We got flaps up. Speed brakes are disarmed. Stop the chrono. Hour and 12 minutes in the air. And we'll taxi it in. This is the handcrafted San Francisco scenery. It's default. I forget which edition of Microsoft Flight Simulator it comes with. This is what I'm talking about, where it's like, I don't really need to buy a San Francisco scenery because this one looks just fine. Whoa, let's stay on the yellow line, Keegan. What the hell are you doing? Make sure we stay on the yellow line. Microsoft Flight Simulator is really the first simulator where you don't have to spend as much money to get good sceneries, because like I bought the Premium Deluxe of Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is more expensive, but because I have that, there's a lot of handcrafted airports that come with the sim. So I don't have to buy a San Francisco scenery because the one that comes with it is fine. All right, we'll make a right-hand turn here. And I don't think our gates are going to line up perfectly, so I'm going to have to kind of keep my eyes peeled to look for ground equipment. Hope we don't crash into this other plane up here. They're taking the same taxiway we're on, so we're going to make a right turn here and just take one of these gates. We'll get out of their way. Looks like they're taking the same taxiway anyway. So we'll kind of loop around here. We'll change our gate. Which is fine. Any gates in the alpha gates should be okay. So we'll zoom in. We'll see this is Alpha 7. So I'll go into GSX. We'll change our parking gate to Alpha 7. No follow me needed. Do handling with Alliance ground. Perfect. That's why ATC is needed. There's a ground controller, but you know, you got to keep in mind that VKBsim controllers, that's just hobbyists volunteering to their time. So they're not going to be perfect, but and also I'm probably not following the correct flow. There's probably a flow posted for the way you're supposed to taxi in this area. It could be that I'm just not following the correct flow too. So that could be the case too. There we are. Made it to the gates. Put the parking brake on. APU is available, so we'll turn the APU bleed on. I forgot to start the replay, so we don't get a replay. I'm sorry. We'll shut it down. Continue. Get the jetway, get deboarding. All that jazz. We'll jump to the tablet here. Get the ground power on so we can come up here. Ground power is on. Make sure that is. Turn off the APU, turn off the beacon. Let the passengers up. We'll come kind of shut the airplane down. We'll turn off the ADIRS. Crew supply oxygen can come off. We'll leave the nav light on because there's people in the airplane. Turn off our fuel pumps. The batteries can stay on for the next crew. All that should be good here. We'll jump down here, adjust the altimeter up by 100 feet so that the next crew doesn't think that they set 3000. Start the block or stop the block timer, hour and 14 minutes, but that's not going to be exact. And everything here should be good. At least we can turn off the weather radar so we're not blasting the ground crew with radiation. There we go. Welcome to San Francisco. I really enjoy flying around in California. It's always fun, especially when there's ATC on. It gets really busy, like the first flight today. If you just tuned into this stream, there's a previous stream, same day today. That's the first leg of the flight. Like I said, I had to restart the stream. So if you wanna see the first leg, you can go back and watch that. The VOD should be up. But with that being said, that's gonna do it for me today. We'll be back Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central Time. It's the regular time. So if you're around, I know this is earlier than that, so I know you may not be able to tune in that one. That's perfectly fine. I don't hold it against you. Perfectly fine. Like I said, eventually I'm going to get a morning stream and scheduled for a specific day so that I can kind of make sure everybody's able to tune in. But with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a great day. If you're around, I'll see you Thursday. If not, I'll catch you next time. And I'm going to plug myself one more time. if you're into Halo, you want to see some FPS games, you can go over to Kick and follow me there. It's kick.com/KeeganToga. I'll pop it in the chat one more time just in case. But if not, no worries. I know FPS games are completely different from flight sim. So if you're into that, feel free. If not, no worries. I'll catch you here. But thanks for tuning in. Thank you all for subscribing and liking and everything. Y'all have been awesome. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you all in the next time, in the next one. We'll see y'all later. Stay safe.